Dog Vet, Dayne Young, Brent Rollins, and we're doing Film Don't Lie, Georgia's defense. A lot of things to improve on. A couple of things to be excited about toward the end of the game. You and I had a bit of a different view on the end of the game, Brent, and we'll get to that when we get there. But first, 5 straight possessions for Ole Miss of scoring a touchdown. So let's just start with that.
Well, it's one where you think about, was it really that bad? It's never as good or never as bad as it seems. Obviously, giving up 35 points is really bad. But you're a play or two away consistently, or a moment or two away from either one, getting them off the field, or two, forcing a field goal. And that's a win. Oftentimes you just didn't do it. And this is the first one here. You get the first third down. They kind of check down on second down, and you make a good tackle. So you got 3rd and 7, 8-ish, 8, I think. And it's clear what they're doing. You're just not sort of making the play that's there to be made. Like they motion out or motion down. So go back to the snap with this. Motion down, and you're playing man. It's clear you're playing man, and it's clear they're stacking the receivers to either, I'm guessing, to give this guy a two-way go. If KJ coming in coverage is sort of down and leans one way, he goes outside. If he leans outside, he goes in, kind of thing. And the thing with this that is frustrating to me is I get what you're doing there, but I would love to see a little bit tighter coverage, especially early in the game. Make them make throws, but you just left this too easy, and then you got a chance to kind of tackle him right at the spot, but momentum and not getting him down instantaneously, he gets that sort of forward motion. There you go, first down. You don't lock the ball out. You don't punch it out. You keep pulling through. Their receiver does a good job. But the thing I think with Chambliss and watching him in other games leading up to this game is they had to know he was going to be able to get rid of the ball quickly. Like, it's just, he's good at it. He doesn't hang on to the ball. He's not an Arch. He's not a Jackson Arnold that just sits there and hangs on the ball. He got rid of it quickly. So like that was what was frustrating about some of the early stuff to me.
Here's a fake, check it down the field.
So mainly just, hey, play it first down. You played them well. Played up a little bit. You played them well. Kind of pressed up. You basically you're in man with a single high safety. You play it solidly. He has to make a throw to throw it out of bounds, basically. So good job. First down. You win. You bring some pressure. The back, who did a phenomenal job the whole game, Lacey, awesome job the whole game picking up blitzes. But okay, you get them in 2nd and 10. All right, so before we just pause it at the snap, the story of this game, and I think I heard Kirby say it today, or I read it, that he was talking about second down. So Chambliss on first down was 7 of 16 for 70 yards, less than 50%, and a 40 passing grade or something like that, PFF grade. On second down, 10 of 14 for 180 yards and 1 touchdown. The touchdown that Everett missed it, and a 71 passing grade. This game was won on 2nd and 10. And a lot of it, I think, is tendency knowing that you maybe back off on second down. If you're aggressive on first, you back off on second to try to set up third, because this is just easy money, and they go take it. You're playing off coverage at the top of the screen, and then I'll go take it. Just get it to me. Your rush is not going to get to me in time. I'll take the 5 yards, and then go get the first down with ease.
Brent, I think you could have made that throw. I'm not sure I could have, but I think you could have made that throw.
I would have had to probably throw it just a little bit quicker. My arm's a bit shot right now from Tommy John, but yeah, I think I could make that throw too. Chambliss is about not much bigger than me. That's for sure. That's for sure. He's not the biggest cat. Nice little throwing lane, but it's just like, if you're going to be aggressive, stay aggressive. If you're going to play off, okay, fine. I would rush less guys, but still, tendency, however you want to look at it, they knew what you were going to do, and they knew they could take it. And then here, you get them third and goal, and you got a free rusher, and woof, and he makes one move and then outruns you for a touchdown. So this is one, and we talked about it on the offense video. Those free rusher guys, so many times, and you see this in all levels of football, they attack the outside hip. They attack like I'm going to get the strip sack, like I'm going to hit him from behind and get the strip sack. When I would always want to attack the inside hip. And if the QB spins away from me backwards, that doesn't kill me like going forward does. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if he's got to spin backwards, fine. You've got contained. You've got other guys there. But if with him making that instantaneous forward move, now you're screwed.
Yeah. It's about like his momentum at that point. Like, is he in charge of it or are you in charge of it? And if he spins around to avoid you the other way, then.
And you can still recover if he spins around, even potentially. But at least he's got to now potentially throw the ball versus just an easy run for the touchdown. So, yeah, first drive, there you go. You had your chance, just missed it.
All right, so this is kind of a broken play that turns into something because of a Aguero missed tackle.
This is so frustrating to me.
There's no way that should have been a 9-yard gain.
0. And the part about it, okay, pause it right here. Like, who in the heck else is Aguero worried about? Who else would he be worried about? There's only one freaking guy for him to be worried about, and that is the big old dude that's standing right in front of him. Why are you not just like inching closer and closer, like daring the quarterback? Look where he's moving. Like,
this should just be a throwaway. This should be a throwaway, and he
like daring him to throw that to the point where he sees you and throws it away. Exactly. Or if he does throw it, you house call it because it's an easy pick six. But just sitting there and waiting and letting that happen and then missing the tackle, oh my gosh, that's got to be so frustrating as a coach.
Now, all that said, Chambliss is fearless and makes some plays. I don't know that his coaches were happy that he made this decision, but it turned into something.
Very much so. The tight end's a dude. Like, he's a draft pick dude. So that's one. But
second down.
Remember, 2nd down and 10. The game was won by them on 2nd and 10. This is another thing where we've talked about this all season, where guys are doing their job versus seeing what's actually happening. So if I'm Q Johnson here, like, okay, I know I'm just sort of faking the rush. I'm on the edge here, and I'm busting my tail back out to the flat, area. I've got 3 receivers outside of me. Like, to me, as soon as you see that, I'd be getting in front of face guard that guy, get in front of him, get in the throwing lane, something. But the instant he turns his head back, okay, fine. It's just understand what's going on to you. That could be a pick six. Well, it's probably not a pick six, but it could be a pick or at least a batted ball. But you're so focused to me on doing what they're supposed to do and the sort of job versus, hey, what's actually happening and going on the play and how am I being attacked? Like, get in the guy's face or turn quicker because 3 guys are outside of you. But again, 2nd down. 2nd and 10 again.
Yeah, Ole Miss gives you some things to think about here in terms of communication. Easy to miss your assignment, and Georgia does that here.
2 guys covering 1.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't the NBA start tonight?
Round ball rock is back.
Yes, I heard it all day, and I've heard it a ton recently. They're going to overdo it if they don't watch out. But still, when 2 guys go to the back, this seems pretty easy to me that the linebacker is responsible for the back, and that Aguero should carry. That CJ is contacting him. Aguero's there. Now you carry with him because everybody else all the other receivers are gone. And then goes forward, and there you go. Instead of giving up a check down on 2nd and 10, you give up a play that almost turns into a touchdown.
Brent, I know this is an easy throw. but he also makes it look like a very easy throw.
Yes,
That's what I was impressed with Chambliss. Like the throwing motion, getting rid of a ball.
He just flicks his wrist right here.
Yeah,
like just a little flick of the wrist. No
it's
lower body, just rotational. Yeah, he's a reason.
Easy.
There's a reason he's playing, I think, for them.
Because I think Simmons is still good too.
He just doesn't take care of the ball and run the offense, I think, as good as what this kid does. So,
speaking of, we get to see both of them on a couple plays in this game. But this is a direct snap, and there were 2 direct snaps that I wanted to point out. Lane Kiffin, he's good. There's a reason people want him in this coaching search. And this direct snap to the back for this touchdown.
This is one where, like, obviously I'm not a defensive coach. And I forget, I can't remember who it is that's on the edge here. That is it JJA maybe? I think it's him. 99. Yeah, I think it's him. It's over the tight end. He destroys the tight end here. This is great. He pushes him back 3 yards, stacks him, and then tries to make a play. Here's the problem. You're on the 1 freaking yard line. Like, to me, that's great if it's 1st and 10 from the 30. Like, to me, if I'm on the goal line, I am only, especially with KJ right outside, I am only worried about getting inside and causing some sort of pile or creating some level of disruption. If it were me. Like, but that's, obviously I'm not a defensive coach kind of guy. Because that's the only way you're going to stop them right there is if you get some level of penetration and cause the back to bubble, cause them to hesitate, whatever that may be. And they just didn't right there.
Hey, we have another 2nd and 10.
What did you think of when you saw this? They actually did this multiple times in this game from a defensive alignment. What did you think of when you saw that just sort of before the snap? Because there's one thing you might not
far off the ball. Yeah.
Well, but you might not think this because you've more into have you officially gotten rid of Saints fandom? Have you?
Oh yeah.
That?
The second that they decided that Derek Carr was more valuable to their franchise than Jameis Winston, they lost.
I thought so.
Yeah. Okay. I follow Jameis, my friend. Let's go Giants.
I agree. It's good. He's a good person to follow. But in terms of, I bet Falcons fans, this just reminded me so much of Dan Quinn and what Dan Quinn would do when he was the defensive coach with the Falcons. The thing for me is I understand it. I understand what you've done previously in the game, and hey, it's 2nd and 10 again. So it's like, okay, we've sat back on 2nd and 10. Now we're going to go pressure and force the ball out quick and go make a tackle. Here's the problem. You're making that assumption like you actually get to the quarterback on a consistent basis. To me, you know thyself. Coach Donnan says this all the time, right? Socrates, know thyself. Well, thyself does not get to the quarterback consistently, even when you're blitzing. So, and this guy's consistently got the ball out quick the whole game. That's a risk reward for me. And then Thomas isn't good enough to catch him. Well,
and Dalen Everett plays off the ball more off the ball than anybody. So,
like it's just bad. That's just bad. There's bad all around. I mean, yes, you want him to make it's like make the tackle, but that was struggle bus for me.
I wanted to make sure that we talked about this play, Brent, because it's one that when we watched it, Coach Donnan was super impressed with in real time, saying that he can't remember seeing much like this before. Where direct snap to the back, hands it
to the
QB, who is athletic enough to go run with it, but he could throw it as well.
Yep.
Fake the reverse.
It's a great call, and it's one where you have. I mean, there's sort of the radar as a defensive player. Hey, it's either going to be a direct snap and he's running ahead. If it's something else, it's probably some sort of funkiness. The one player in terms of all right, where would you? Not necessarily place blame or just question. Like I get there in some level of it initially seemed kind of a man, but not really. But watch KJ Bolden. Like he goes and follows the guy going on a reverse. Like he completely follows him. That's why you're now outnumbered. Like what are you gonna do over there? Like you got defensive guys over there. Why not just hang out on your side of the field, stay home kind of thing?
And this is pretty obvious based on where the football is and who's standing behind it. I suppose you could snap it, kind of perpendicular, but
that's a good call. It's well executed, and you got a great and smart QB, and you just kind of let it happen, that was actually the first third down stop they'd gotten, right? I think right before this, and then they get it on fourth down.
Brent, this is one, if I'm Georgia, I think about stealing a version of this. Because Gunner can do it.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
They've kind of done that in the past. Like, I think it was last year with Cash Jones. Didn't Cash give it to Beck maybe one time? Something like this.
I'm just saying, nothing is brand new. Everything is borrowed and adapted. That's one that if I'm Bobo, we're like, huh. I mean, he probably already has, but if I'm looking through the tape, I'm like, well, there's something Georgia can do there.
This is the football game right here. This play, to me, this is the entirety of the football game. This is what won them the football game, outside of, all the offensive stuff. He just misses this throw.
So he does, but I talked to someone that threw an idea at me earlier today, and I can't say that tape necessarily validated it, but fourth quarter, because look, everyone's asking, what's the difference in what happened in the fourth quarter as compared to what happened in the first three? And one of the things that someone told me was that Georgia's defensive linemen were getting more separation from the opposing offensive line. Sometimes that happens because it's late in the game and offensive line gets tired. But I wonder if just seeing this little bit extra of red here in the throwing lane, just a little bit, maybe rushes the timing on this a bit. Or what already is compounding into a big moment, fourth quarter, SEC Stadium, kid played at Ferris State. If all those things compound, if it just looks like the defense a little closer to you than maybe they were in the first three quarters.
Yep. And, I mean, he missed one earlier in the game kind of like this where he just kind of threw it short. But, like, that guy is, like, that's pretty darn open. And, again, I think it's KJ he's the one to me who got caught up in the stuff going on in front of him. If you look at the other angle, because he's got two guys in front of him. Like he overplays that and leaves that void. But hey, you miss it, and now you got him in 2nd and 10.
Maybe I'm just first month of the season. What were we saying, Brent? Hey, Gunner Stockton, you're playing in a clean pocket. You don't need to move right now. You don't need to rush this. It's there. Yeah. Kind of the same thing here for Ole Miss.
Yeah. You took advantage of it, though, because the next play,
Xavier McLeod.
We should all thank Roddy, because I think Roddy tweeted something during the game about a bad, like I had written about it in the thing because him and Gunner were top 10 in the Power 4 and batted passes, because he's not very big, obviously. And this is really the first time you saw Georgia's rush truly trying to get their hands up. But heck of a job by McLeod. Because, I mean, just think you miss it one little bit, one way or the other, you don't get there. But big time.
I'm not going to say in terms of ceiling. I think he's their best defensive lineman right now. Elijah Griffin probably has the highest ceiling of anyone they have. But
I mean,
I love Xavier McLeod. I know Christian Miller's right there too, but
he's played well. He's played well in the snaps he's gotten. Christian Miller's there. I mean, it's the ability. Whoever can separate themselves as a rusher and win one-on-one as a rusher, I think there's your answer. So then third down, like you run a good stunt where you take the entirety of one. You take all of those three guys on the right, the two on the right, boom, come down. You wrap CJ and you create havoc. And the beautiful part about this, so when this is in terms of pass rush for me, how do you beat people? How do you beat offensive linemen? Okay, you're stronger than them. You turn speed. You get them on their heels and then power and push them back in the pocket. But for the most part, you always, to me, have to pick a side. And look at Griffin and Harris, how they attack the inside shoulder. and they've beat, for the most part, beat those guys, or at least get them off a sort of normal spot. If they would just be either one allowed to do that or do that more consistently, either or, and then CJ does a great job of just wrapping around and being fast. Like, there you go. And now you're playing man coverage. You're good, solid man coverage. You're right with them, and you force the incompletion. You're off the field.
I think what they're excited about with this is virtually a 4-man pass rush with a spy behind it.
Yes, exactly.
Because 9 hangs out. So to get this kind of disruption with 4, I think that's what excited Georgia's staff.
Oh, yeah. Like, got to. But look at the freedom of movement. Like, these aren't guys that are just, like, so often you see their rushers just go right into the chest of the offensive line and just try to push them back. Push the pocket back, push the pocket back. Pick a side and go win. Oh, so go back to the wide shot of that. I think the banner might be covering it up, but the reaction of the sideline when they got this stop was glorious. Like, just the energy that they knew, oh, we finally got a stop. Like, every single, like, Schumann's jumping up and down. They're all going crazy. Like, it was cool to see.
All right, so next up, Georgia has control of the game at this point. Ole Miss just has to pull something out.
Great job by Q Johnson making the tackle. We've seen that sort of not happen. Like, you cause some level of disruption. And again, look, see how he initially engaged. Like, is that JJA, I think?
Yeah, that's JJA. But and you know what? This is a pancake technically, but like, I think he disrupts this enough that it spooks Chambliss. Like, the timing is already decided by that point, right?
Yeah. If you're a fan, are you saying, hey, that's holding because he's got his arm up on his neck?
Probably.
Who knows? Yeah, that's all.
I'm just saying that pocket remained clean because, I mean, that would be a pancake block. Maybe CJ by that point still pursues instead of, there's a lot of things that change at that, but I'm just saying it seems like the pocket closed in on Chambliss more late in the game, and it's
disruption. It's some level of disruption, and any sort of level of, and watch how it's just great that he picks the side, boom, rips through, gets to the outside, make him do something different, and there you go. You go make a play. That's a great job by 33. Just making a tackle because he's obviously backing off in coverage here with the way the pressure is run. Simulated pressure, 4 come. He backs off. Great job. And you set up.
Want to get excited about an individual play?
And then he gets a rush.
It's the next one that I was thinking about.
But Johnson on that play. Yeah. So look at him just beat the tackle again to the outside, go through the back, and cause enough of that. I was shocked he threw that to the back.
Because then it was a fumble behind the line of scrimmage, cost him more yardage.
No, I think they just called it incomplete. But I think he thought he was going to throw it to the tight end, and then he's like, "Oh, the back's there too," and let me just wheeled it around too quick. But still, you caused disruption. You hurried him, and you're pushing the pocket enough. But third down is awesome.
Yeah, you're right. It was an incomplete pass. I think on the field maybe it was the announcer said it. Yeah, so this is DeMello. I'm excited about DeMello, Brent.
He's playing well. Every time, every chance he gets, he's playing better and better. You got to find a way to get him on the field. Watch it get. Look at the rush. That's picking. It's just boom. I'm going to pick a side and go.
Same thing. 4-man with a spy.
Yeah, just let him run. Let him run free. Look at Harris actually hit somebody and move to this. Like, he should be that guy on the interior that just goes and does that and causes disruption. But the beautiful part about this is that what does Trinidad try to do here? He tries to drop it in the bucket. He tries to make the perfect throw for the most part. And when you do that, you give the DBs opportunities to make plays like this. Versus what have we seen most of the season? You see the underthrow, and you see the receiver working back, and you get the easy PI call. So he tries to throw the dime, and the receiver and the DB makes a play on it. versus if he underthrows that just a little bit, you probably get a PI call.
Last one, and little Gabe Harris love again.
And I think you could tell that their offensive line was a little bit just sort of not necessarily gassed, but definitely feeling it. And like they dialed
and
up.
And also at this point, Georgia's hyped up too, right? It's the combination.
Oh, the energy, the whole energy of the game has completely changed. And they're scrambling. But again, look what happens when you pick a side. Like, you just win more consistently. And when you're allowed that freedom of movement like that, or allowed to do those things, you create that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and I don't know that. I mean, Lagway has potential, but I don't know that Georgia plays a quarterback of this quality for a while. Not Arch.
Well,
Haynes King presents something different.
You say not Arch, but it's like, okay, if you don't pressure them and he gets comfortable, can he actually do things? Who knows?
Can he do stuff downfield? That's my thing.
There's no evidence to suggest that.
Blake Shapen would cause me more anxiety.
Yes, but if he's not pressured, that's just one of those the sort of variables that you can't account for.
Yeah. So that's Georgia's defense. I think you saw the good at the end, some of the bad at the beginning. And Brent, I think it's a greater than zero chance they'll see Ole Miss again. I don't know if that's SEC championship potential. Maybe it would take some Texas A&M and Vandy faltering to get to that stage.
Ole Miss got a tough one against Oklahoma this week.
They do.
I could see them losing this week against Oklahoma, then running the slate and being 10-2 and in. And that might set up depending upon what Georgia does, that might be a 7-10 matchup. That might be a 8-9 matchup if Georgia's 10-2 as well, kind of thing. Who knows?
Mateer would have to have a special game to take out if that gets in a shootout at all. I think
the best unit in that game is Oklahoma's defense.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Oklahoma's a favorite, which surprised me because I think Ole Miss is a higher quality team in a lot of ways. But
I think Ole Miss is a playoff team, though. I do think they're a playoff team, especially.
So that was my other point. That if Georgia doesn't face them in an SEC championship, I could see that being a playoff. Just how the seeds go, you never know. But
very true.
They're one of the 12 best teams in the country. Doesn't mean they'll make the playoff, but they're one of the best teams.
I agree.
All right, there's the progress that we've seen from Georgia's defense. We'll break down more of this. I guess next week we won't have one at this time, but after the Florida game, we'll check out what Georgia did against the Gators, and then we move on toward the home stretch of the season with Texas, Mississippi State, Charlotte, and then Georgia Tech on a Friday night in Atlanta.
I know I got screenshots, so this is just funny. I saved some of the screenshots because in July I put on the vent. There's a world where Tech is 10-1 going into the Georgia game.
You may have undercut it.
And some of the comments are just hysterical, like absolutely hysterical. And I'm saving those for if it's like they might be 11-0, not 10-1.
Yeah,
you idiot. They're going to be favored the rest of the way until Georgia. So I might have been off by one game there.
All right, Dog Vent. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time on